that you enjoy. The 7 Deadly Sins, Lucky Fates, Mermaid High, One Piece, Black Clover, Genshin Impact is the voice of the 77th director of the Wang Sheng Funeral Parlor, Hu Tao, and Demon Slayer as the voice of the big flower-breathing Kanao story. Please welcome Brianna Knickerbocker! Apologies, this mic's been feeding out like crazy. Hopefully yours is a little more pleasant.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Orlando.
Thank you.
So
very
nice.
hot.
Yeah. It's gotta get a little cooler and everything on else. It's great to see you in the flesh. Like I said, we've done this virtually, so.
I'm so short. I'm like, hi.
Feel free to adjust it however you need.
I don't know how to. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Oh, I thought it got shorter.
So hi, thanks for joining us here today. Is it first time in Orlando?
No.
No.
I went to Orlando as a kid to do Disney, and then my sister and I and 2 of her friends that were also sisters did a sister-sister trip to see the manatees. We swam with manatees, and then we came over to Orlando and we did Harry Potter World and a couple of other parks and stuff. And that was like a few years ago. This is my 3rd trip.
Nice, very nice. Well, I'd love to start us off with, give a little background. What drew you into acting, and how did you fall into anime voice acting?
Yeah, it's actually like a really, really weird, random story.
It always is.
I know.
No, it's like Narnia. Nobody gets in the same way twice.
It's so true though, it's so weird. Well, when I was like a kid, I was always, writing plays and coming up with characters and, putting together movies and all these other random things. But then when I had to choose like a career for college, I was like, well, what do I need a degree in? I loved fashion, I loved singing, I loved writing, I loved acting, I loved everything. But I was like, oh, I probably need a degree in fashion. So I actually got my degree in fashion. And I thought, oh, I really love this. This is what I'm going to do. So I actually didn't know that I was going to end up acting. And then I came to LA, and then I tried fashion for one day, and I literally cried in my car, soul-sucking. It was just like, and I'm very stubborn. You cannot make me do anything I don't want to do. So I was like, nope, not for me. And then I just quit like that, and then I was like crying in my apartment in LA every single day, like, what the heck am I doing here? I don't know anybody, I'm not making any money, this is a very expensive city. And then I went on Craigslist, like, well, what are things out there? And I saw acting stuff, and I was like, acting? Yeah, oh yeah, acting, what the heck? I'd like forgotten acting existed. So I started applying for stuff, and I would book stuff, and I was like, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So then I signed up for LA Casting, which is a casting website where you can actually submit for legit castings in LA. And I saw a voiceover job, and I was like, I never even thought that voiceover was a job, even though my sister and I literally were like, we would put all of our cartoons on mute in school, and we would do voices, like watch the TV and do voices to them. Like, I was literally doing voiceover as a kid, and I had no idea. So I applied for the voiceover job, and I booked it, and it just like took off.
And so it began indeed. So, and you really did some tremendous work. I did a little poll ahead of time, and it seems like what brought a lot of people here today, of course, is Demon Slayer. How did that role come about for you?
Demon Slayer is a really unique instance. I mean, not like super unique because it does happen here and there, but it was an offer. I originally auditioned to do Nezuko's voice, and then I was offered the audition for the Love Hashira. But then I got offered Kanao. I never even auditioned for her, which was like an absolute, to me, that's like the biggest gift. This casting director's like, here, would you like to be in Demon Slayer, this badass character? I'm like, yes, thank you. Oh, thank you very much, thank you.
No, that's fair. Did you, was everything fresh when you got the lines? Did you delve into the manga a little bit?
So I kind of have the same, I know Bryce talks about it too, I'm in the same camp as Bryce where if I'm to say, I'm a human being right now with you in this room, I have no idea what I'm going to say next. And I have no idea what you're going to say next because this is being a human being and being in this moment. So if I'm voicing a character, I don't know what's going to happen next if I'm that character. So I like not knowing, and I like going in blind so that as the character, I can go through those experiences as they happen.
That sounds like, it's different across the board. Most people, I think, in yourself, do like to be in the moment. There's a few actors, a few roles that are like, I cheat, I read the manga, don't tell anybody.
I've definitely had projects where I've gone back and forth, like ReZero, we knew how big that show was. We knew it was like one of the craziest animes of all time. So I did watch that before recording because I couldn't help myself. I was like, I need to see what all the fuss is about. Why is everybody saying Rem is like the anime waifu of all time? Why? I was like, it was killing me. And then I was like watching episode 3, 4, 5. I'm like, I still don't get it. Like, I just don't understand, you know? So I was like, I had to keep watching. Like, I couldn't help myself.
And sometimes the director will tell the actor, it's like, read the manga, because there's something you should have in the back of the character's minds that we don't know yet. So it does happen. It does happen. So what's been the best thing about Demon Slayer for you?
The best thing about Demon Slayer, I think it's synchronicity that I didn't book Nezuko or the Love Hashira. You know, Abby Trott as Nezuko is literally perfect. And Love Hashira with Kira Buckland, it's literally her character. And same for me, like I think Kanao was meant to be my character. She has an extremely dark past, and I have an extremely dark past that I've survived through, and she's survived. So it's cathartic for me voicing characters that have this like really dark past, but also have this really gorgeous, beautiful, exciting, fulfilling growth trajectory where they actually get to grow out of their trauma, and they find their voices and they find their underlying strength. It's this really beautiful typecast that I feel very, very, very lucky to have. I always joke, I'm like, people get really mad that they have like a typecast. I'm very, very, very happy in my typecast. So I will just be right here in my typecast.
We're the lucky ones because we've been able to enjoy the performances you and your peers have brought to the show, and thank you for that. You've really created. And the nice thing too about Demon Slayer is that it's created a really nice leveling up event culturally in the country, just about anime and manga and everything else. And thank you so much for being a part of that.
Oh, of
really.
course, it's my honor. Absolutely, my pleasure.
Great. Just something fun to throw out. What would you say has been your most challenging effort you've ever been called upon?
Challenging effort? I would say Astral Chain, Akira. Has anybody played the game, or do you guys know about the game? It was like a Nintendo original IP. But Akira, there's the female Akira and the male Akira. It's whoever you play as, and Alex Lee is the male. And it's a cop character, and it's this really cool dystopian sci-fi universe. Very, very cool game. Highly, highly recommend. But the director was very, very, very specifically like, we want the female character, the female Akira, to match exactly the male Akira in everything. And I'm a very, very feminine girly girl. Like, I identify as a fucking woman. Sorry. I really do. Like, I'm
the children.
I'm like the most feminine girly girl you'll ever meet. So when you're asking me to do this very masculine cop that's as masculine as a literal guy, I was like flailing, like, what am I doing? How do I do this? How do I channel this? And it took a few sessions of like really, really, really pushing really hard, and I finally found that place, and I got there. It was very intense. I was sweating. I was scared I was going to be recast, so I didn't know if I could do it. So it was very rewarding and exciting to be able to find that. But yeah.
That was the one. All right, well, that's kind of all I've got at this moment. If anyone wants to throw one out, go ahead and line it up here. And the first one gets 2 pieces of candy.
But what kind of? Is it chocolate?
No, we have Sour Punch. These I've tested these over the years. If I throw them and I hit, they're supple and they're not gonna. So
it's a good choice.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I thought it was going to catch it. I was like, I don't know if I.
Well, I don't want to throw it at you. On the side of you. You're the talent. If I put your eye out,
Probably not good.
I get in trouble.
Yeah.
So, hey, what's your name?
Dixon.
Hi.
What's your favorite part about voicing Kanao?
My favorite voice about voicing Kanao is the growth trajectory, I can talk, of this character that's so traumatized from her past that she's literally dissociated and can't even speak, to understanding and learning like what her heart is and how to follow her heart and to find her voice. And we haven't even, I don't know, I know some of you have read the manga and some of you haven't, and I promise I won't spoil anything, but the future Kanao stuff, Vixen knows. So like, we started out here, I don't know anybody that watched season 3, episode 1 yet, but like she's starting to find her voice, and you know where it's going. I joke about it all the time. I'm like, that's my hold my beer moment. I'm like, y'all, anybody that comes up to me like, Kanao doesn't even talk, I'm like, hold my beer. Like, just wait. Y'all don't even know.
Great question. There you go. Well, no, hang on. You get 2 because it's reversed. There you go. Hey, what's your name?
Theo. Whenever you're voice acting a character, how do you come up with the voices? Like, how do you build upon them?
That's such a great question. I've never really considered myself like a voice actor in the sense that I do voices. Like, I don't do like vocal impressions or I don't know, or like characters. I just act. And I think when you look at the character and their personality and their background, it naturally influences how you're going to speak. It's just natural, it's nothing forced. But with Japanese anime in particular, there's always the Japanese you're working off of. So usually they like to stay pretty true to the Japanese. So I try to like hear the Japanese, and then I try to find an acting reason to match it. So like, well, yeah, she's very soft. Well, she has a lot of trauma. Like, there's like, so I find acting reasons so that it comes out authentically.
Thank you.
Great question. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Emilio. I was wondering, my niece was wondering, what's your favorite part about being in Demon Slayer?
It's really rewarding and such a gift that the show is so popular. When we do these shows and do these characters, we put our hearts and souls into them. We fall in love with the characters. We fall in love with the worlds. And the dream is to have somebody, have a character, have a project that other people love too. It's like, oh my God, you guys love it too. That's so exciting. It makes my heart so happy. There's so many, I'm like, I wish all of you in the audience were like, oh yeah, Astral Chain. Because I'm like, oh, I put so much into that. And it's such a cool story. It's such a cool world. So it's such a gift to have a project that everybody's like, that's amazing. I'm like, oh yeah, you love it too.
Wait, one for you and one for your niece. Make sure she gets it. Hey, what's your name?
Oh, it's Victoria.
Hello.
So my question is, what misconception about voice acting absolutely drives you fucking insane?
Misconception? I would say, yeah, you know what? I'll go with, and it's like an easy, like a low-hanging fruit. But the fact that people think it's about doing voices, it's not. It is literally acting. It is just literally acting. It's not about doing voices. Yeah, it's just like everybody, like every day, like somebody told me I have a really great voice and I can do voices, and I'm like, but it's not, that's not what it's about. It's literally acting. So I'll say that one.
For me, it's the pay scale.
Oh, I'll add that too, yes.
Sometimes I'll ask, what's the business exception? Besides the pay scale.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
Ray? Okay, so I have a question. So,
Yes.
what's the best way to start getting into voice acting? Because I've been trying to get into voice acting myself for a while.
Yeah, so there's a really great website. I think D. Bradley Baker made it. I want to be a voiceactor.com. It's like a really comprehensive, full layout of like, if you wanted to voice act, here's all the things. So I highly recommend that website.
You could do that one too. Listen to more than anime or animation? No, seriously, I'm serious. Good. Because I do this business too. Listen to audiobooks. And listen to anime too. Okay, listen to old radio shows. All right, then you're on your way. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I'll see you up there in a year or two. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Topher. My question is, what are some of your favorite things about voicing such a popular character like Hu Tao?
Oh my gosh. That's fun because Hu Tao, I get to be sassy and silly and a little bit more of my like bubbly, energetic self. But also like Hu Tao's very dark, and fans call me like Blonde Elvira because I love horror so much. So I mean, Hu Tao was made for me. It was like, oh, that's my character. I got the audition, I was like, oh, that's mine. Yeah, perfect. But everybody loving her, it's the same similar, vibe that I was talking about, where it's just such a gift and an honor to have a character that other people are just like, oh my god, that's so fun. And like everybody that loves the silly Turtle song and all the little things, like I came up with the fanfare, like I came up with that, and people were like, oh, I love that. I'm like, thank you, I made that. it makes my heart so happy. No idea. I feel very, very, very lucky. Oh my goodness.
Oh, great, thank you. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Austin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
And I wrote out my question because I had to get my thoughts about it. But how are you feeling going forward with what you know how Kanao is going to have to face her trauma head first and grow as a character? You see in the first season she was very quiet, and there's major reasons why she's like that. And I'm very excited to see you grow in her character moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, absolute same. Very, very, very excited to dig my teeth in. I'm going to put 1,000% of my heart and my soul into every moment that she speaks, that she has those moments. I'm going to put everything into it and give it all I've got. So put me in, coach. I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm fired up.
You're not to like spoil your story or anything, but I just read through the entire manga.
Tell me, I want to know.
But I'm very excited. I cannot wait. To
People
see
have
her
come up to me and
actual
told me what happens, so I do know what happens, and I have a lot to work with emotionally to help me kind of reach those places when we get there. Not to be too, cryptic, but no spoilers. But yeah, I'm really.
Also,
really
your side note, my girlfriend can't keep. You're telling me
How much she's excited that I'm meeting the voice actor of Rem from ReZero. So
Aww.
she loves Ram. It's her favorite character. I got her
That's
her plushie for your Valentine's.
Aww. It's amazing.
Thank you. She gets it. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Ross. Hi. So first, actually, before I ask the question, I actually have a Rem on my keychain right here. That wasn't the question though. But so quick, I know you mentioned just now that you like to be typecast and you like to play a specific type of character, but I guess my question is, if you were to play a character against type, what sort of character would you want to play?
I love this question so much because I don't usually get to answer or talk about this, but okay, so you know how everybody says that playing the bad guy is like so much fun? Well, guess what? They are right. I have played a bad guy 2 times, and it was as fun as people say. It was like, oh my god, this is insanely fun. So I want to play more bad guys, but I don't think that's really my type. But I have done it twice, so there's hope.
Thank you. A particular type of bad guy you think? Is he like the mastermind or the snarling brawler? Or
No, I think my type of bad guy, the two that I've played before, like one is 137, that's her name, she's a clone, and she's number 137. Oh, I hope that wasn't a big spoiler, but I know probably nobody in this audience. One Chimbra, does anybody know that game? Exactly. So it's really, the storyline is insane. It's truly epic. I highly recommend it. It might be one of my favorite characters I've ever done in my entire career, that level. And it's just this little game that nobody knows about, and it's just like, there goes my heart and my soul. Bye. Like, please go check it out, please. It's so good. It's so epic. But I get to like eat somebody's heart and like, she's just so, it comes from this like when you're the bad guy, you don't think you're the bad guy, so it's just all these delicious layers. You know, it's like, it's not this like big bad. It's like, it's a human being that's like, I want to be a real human being. I'm not a clone. There's no way I'm the clone. I'm the real one. And like this person's da-da-da, so I have to kill them to be able to survive and so that I can be human. Like it's just all human being stuff, you know? And then the other one was like the mean girl, like mean popular girl in Level Arm. It's a live action dub. That was so much freaking fun. But they're both like, you know, like manipulative, like mean girl, but like really like these really beautiful characteristics that you're like, oh wait, do I like this character? I don't know. So more of that. I want to explore more of that space.
Would love to see you do that as well.
Yeah, you should go watch those things, or play and watch that.
Right. Well, yeah, it's almost the same thing nowadays. You play,
Yeah.
you play, you watch the narrative, and then you get more interested in the narrative than the actual play.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Laz. I have a question. As a voice actor, are there times where you have like to voice a lot of characters, and like compared to seasonal where you have very little voices?
Yeah, absolutely. There's always, you know, busier periods. Like right now, I'm having a very intense busy period, and I remember I taught a class late last year for a studio, and I was having like a crazy dry spell where like I maybe didn't have any work for like 2 months. It was insane. And right now I'm having like a very busy wave where it's like I don't have a life. So it absolutely is like that all the time.
Yeah. Hey, what's your name?
DeMarcus.
Hello.
How much do you get paid?
Wait, what's the $1 million?
Yeah. $1 million.
Thank you, that's what I was trying to do.
It depends on the gig.
It does, but it's not a good paying job. It's funny because like video games make more money than Hollywood, and we make this tiny little day rate and then no residuals, nothing. It sucks. It really does suck, but they bank off of the fact that it's the coolest job in the world and anybody would pay them to do it, so it's what it is.
That's why we still do commercial work. By the way, I love the Smurf shirt. Hey, what's your name?
Hey, Harold. Hi, how's it going? My girlfriend and I, we like doing in what I think is a bit of a lesser known anime. It's called Oh My God, I'm a Spider.
So I'm a spider, so what?
Yeah, so
highly recommend to it is
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
next level.
So could you just tell us a little bit about, you know, how it was, how you felt about that character, and how it was to do?
Yeah. So when I booked that role, I remember getting the audition from Studiopolis. They were like, "Oh, here's an audition. Totally forgot to send it to you to do like right now. Can you send it back?" So I'm like, "Okay, here we go." So I rushed into my studio and I'm like, "What is this show? It's like a spider." I was so confused. I just read through the lines really fast and then I sent it in. And I was like, I don't know what this is. It's a spider. It's weird. I read the lines. I acted. Here you go. And then I booked it and I lived with that character for every single day for like 6 months. It was maybe one of the most intense roles. No, it for sure is one of the most intense roles I've ever had. Has anybody in here like watched it? Oh, good. Oh, that makes me so happy.
I've heard about it.
Someone who's so special to me.
heard about it, but I've never watched it.
But it was really epic and insane and an absolute wild roller coaster. Oh, it's right in here, right in here. Yeah.
All right, there you go. One for you and one for your lady friend. All right. Oh, sorry. Hey, what's your name?
Alfie.
Hello.
Okay, so, how to word it? So like, how is do you go to like a studio or do you have a home studio, or does it depend on the role?
It totally depends on the role. Pre-pandemic, I would say 100% of things or 98% of things for me were in studio. And then during the pandemic, 100% of things were remote. And then post-pandemic, I'd say it's like 50-50. So it just totally depends on the project. Like a lot of union things prefer in studio. I personally miss human beings, and I really like human beings. I'm pretty outgoing. So I always like say if there's a choice, I'm like, oh, I'll come in. But some days it's like a lot and I'm back to back and it's just like, I'm gonna die. So I'm like, can I do remote today? Or certain projects are always remote, and it's just so nice because in breaks you can like go, I can go and pet my cats and stuff. But yeah, it's a mix.
Thank you. There you go. Hey, what's your name?
Elizabeth.
Hello.
Have you ever been like rejected from a role?
All the time. My job is 90% rejection. For every role that you've seen me get, or an offer or anything, there are 99 other things that I poured my heart and soul into, that I got attached to, that I really wanted more than anything and I didn't get. That's the name of the game. It is a lot of rejection. It's hard, but you just have to realize that like not every role is meant for you. And what I try to do with it now is I try to think like, oh, I really liked this about this story, and I really liked this about this character. So even though this wasn't for me, I want to manifest a character that had this type of vibe in the future. And I like to think of it as like, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of games and things being produced. Like, we just live in the most, endless abundance of projects right now. It's really exciting and wonderful, and I mean, it's just so great. So I like to think like, oh, I wonder, this stuff wasn't for me, but like, I wonder what is for me that I don't even know is out there yet. I'm so excited to find out like what my next characters and my next projects are. So you just try to like have a healthy mindset about it, to like, so it doesn't hurt so much.
And it's not so much rejection. I mean, it's very rarely someone's going to say, no, not that one, no. It's just, you just didn't get that at that time. And I'm sure you probably experienced this too. It's like you've gone out for a role or a part in a series. It's like, no, nothing there, but something you did in that moment gets you a part later on.
Absolutely.
So that's what it is.
Absolutely.
I always say, when you're auditioning, you're not auditioning for a role, you're auditioning to have the opportunity to audition again.
I like that.
So you just keep digging at it. So thank you. What's your name?
My name is Shani, and I had a question of if somebody would say to...
It's okay. Take your time. Take your time.
All right, so what do you want to know here?
Okay, so to voice act, do you need a lot of time, like...
Somebody got an Amber Alert.
The nuclear missiles are in the air, so let's go. Okay.
We're gonna go. We're all going down. That's why I turned off my phone.
I was worried about the character that you're going to play. Like, if somebody would say to you to say Kanao phrase, do you need to think about it a lot of time, or you can just say it?
So I think different people have different methods for how they like to act. I kind of go to the more like improv-y side. I want to know like what are the imaginary circumstances. So let's say it's Tanjiro sitting next. So I'm Kanao. Tanjiro's sitting next to me, and I'm telling him goodbye again and again and again from season 1. So I'm in these imaginary circumstances. I feel like I'm Kanao. I have my background in mind, and I'm imagining I'm her, and I just react to Tanjiro's line. So that's like basically it. I kind of go with my instinct and my gut, and I let myself be present in the moment, and I try not to overthink it.
So comes like a there you go, and thank you. Everybody a round of applause. That's great. Hey, what's your name?
Jeremy. Do you have a favorite song from Carol and Tuesday?
I love Crystal's song, which is Christina's character. What's the name of the song? It's like, I can never remember it. Do you remember it? No. It's Chris, what's that? It's Crystal's song, one that she sings on the stage, and I literally can't think of the name of it right now, so that song.
If anybody can look it up on their phone, you'll get a piece of candy. Oh, that's yours. We'll figure it out. All right, anybody coming up? Anybody coming up? Anybody coming up? You've probably been asked, everybody always gets, with something very runaway successful like Demon Slayer, the inevitable question is always, did you always know it was going to be a success when you were making it? I like to transpose that into this. When did you realize that maybe Demon Slayer was exceeding the best possible expectations?
So, every project's different, obviously, but for Demon Slayer, that was one of the situations where when we got the auditions, all of us voice actors had been talking about it, like, oh, we got a big one coming up. This is a big one, like, this is a big show. So even when I was auditioning for Nezuko, I knew that it was, like, big time. And that's happened before, like, with ReZero and stuff. Like, you just, we talk. We all know each other, and we all talk, so we all know. So I already knew that it was big, but I think I didn't realize it was, like, off the rails, like, just crazy, crazy big. Until, I don't know, until I started recording for it, just through the process of like going to cons and stuff and seeing everybody dressed up as a freaking Demon Slayer character. I was like, oh, okay, got it.
All right, there you go. Okay, what do you got for sound?
Okay, so it's Ross again. Hello. I had a question about the when you play with a lot of the other Genshin voice actors, when you guys do like the Among Us streams and whatnot. I guess my question is, how long does it take for you all to coordinate that? I know you all have really busy schedules.
It's just kind of like there's a calendar, and we sign up like if we want to do it, and then it's just kind of happens. It's kind of haphazard, but a little bit organized, so nothing too crazy. Of course.
Thank you, Ross. Our photographer is trying to catch an impromptu picture. Wait a second. Hey! Come on up. Hey, what's your name?
Lizzie. Hello. What is your favorite Demon Slayer character?
It's a really, really, really good question. And I obviously want to say Kanao. I love Kanao. But I do have to shout out Erica Lindbeck's demon. I love her and her brother. And I love the Hashira. And I love my butterfly sister.
What's yours?
Tanjiro.
Yay!
There you go. Thank you. All right. Come on. Yeah. Hi, what's your name?
Rock.
What do you want to do when you want to start voice acting but you're nervous?
You can try to use your nerves and make it make sense for the character. Like, oh, if the character is maybe a vampire, maybe I'm nervous because I don't want to like kill human beings because I want them to be my friends. So that's what I'm nervous about. So you can try to like lie to yourself and get yourself out of it. You can also just try to like immerse yourself, like just try to forget. I think you lose the nerves if you just keep doing it. So you just have to press on. You have to feel the fear and do it anyway. So you just have to keep going and then you get out of it. You swim out of it.
I'm always nervous.
You think you should ask him?
Thank you. Well, come on up. If you got one, come on up. All right. I'm an old man. I can't really wait too much time. Okay, what do you have for us again?
All right. I wanted to know, what was your experience with Voodoo Bear?
So that would be one of the on-camera acting things I did at the beginning of my career before I even discovered voiceover. It was just like this little on-camera, this spec commercial thing that we did that was very comedic and funny. It was just really fun, and I really enjoyed it.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Of course.
Hello again. What do you have now?
So, out of all the Demon Slayer characters, which one has your most favorite character design?
Ooh, character design. Man, maybe Mitsuri, I think. Yeah, that's hard.
Mine's sitting over there, otherwise got his head off. Hey, what's your name?
Hello, Brendan.
Hello.
Are you upset that Flamey doesn't get more love?
Big time. That's definitely one of those ones where I'm like, come on over here. Let me introduce you to this other character that I love so much, that I poured my heart and soul into. I love that show and I love that story. And Flamey, that was, I think, like one of my earlier anime roles where I really was honing in on my type and that like dark past, you know, mysterious character with like this crazy underlying strength. So it was extra special to me because I was like, oh, what's this? This is really good. This is really fun. I really enjoy this. I would give anything for season 2 of that, of Spider, Carol on Tuesday. Oh my god, the list goes on.
Hey, what's your name?
Sean. Out of all the arcs of Demon Slayer that have currently been adapted, which one do you find is the most interesting?
Maybe Entertainment District so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back. What do you have now?
How did you feel about voice acting Kanao?
I had endless fun, and it was really hard doing all the Chinese pronunciations. I was sweating, but it was really fun. We were laughing. We laugh our butts off in every single session. She's just such a fun character that has so much humor in her, and we just all like have a blast recording for her.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Delorante. It's a long one. I don't know if this has been asked yet, but I just want to know, in your voice acting career, what was the hardest role that you had to play?
We haven't had that one yet. Thank you.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I'll go away from Akira because Akira was intensely difficult. I'll say, man, hardest. I would say Kumiko from Soma Spider So What, because there's Kumiko, and then you have Body Brain, and then you have Magic Brain 1, Magic Brain 2, and then you have her as a human being. And 6 months of living with her and all the trials and tribulations and living and almost dying again and almost dying and fighting for her life over and over again. It was so intense. And creatively, like, all the voice stuff that the Japanese actor did was beyond impressive, obviously, extremely gifted actor or actress. So I was just trying to like live up to how amazing she was. She does all of these weird, interesting little things with her voice that I'm not used to doing. So I just tried to follow her lead and give it my best. So I would say definitely Kumiko.
There you go. There's a blue one, of course. All right. We got time for one more. If somebody wants to jump out, going once. All right, well, come on. Hey, what's your name?
James.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. I was wondering, what was it like voicing Philo in Shield Hero?
Philo is so much fun. She's so sassy and silly and she's just so hilarious. She's just sass. She's sass and a half. So I really enjoy voicing Philo, and people have told me in the light novels she has a big growth trajectory. So I'm like, let's do it. I'm ready. I love my type. I'm ready. I just want to dig in deeper and deeper. So I want more.
Cool, thank you. All right. Hi, I'm Patty. I want to know what kind of upcoming projects you have in the works that you may be allowed to share with us, and any of your social media platforms. so we follow you on. Yes, I know, that's a two-part question. I broke my own rules. I don't get candy.
I am not allowed to talk about a lot of things, but I know I'm allowed to talk about Path to Nowhere. I've already announced it, but we're still recording that, so there's tons of fun stuff coming up for Hecate and Love. So get very excited, especially if you love Love. Oh my gosh, she is so funny. And you can find me on social media, Instagram, Brianna Knickerbocker, Twitter, Brianna Noel K, and TikTok, just to make it extra difficult. It's different. Brianna_Knickerbocker. Somebody had already taken Brianna Knickerbocker. It's like some 13-year-old girl in Nebraska. I don't know. It's weird. I'm like, how do you have my name? I've never met anybody with my name. Okay. And yeah, and I'll also be going to my booth right after this to sign. So please stop by and say hello. But thank you guys so much for all of your support in all my projects. It means the moon and the stars to me. I put my heart and my soul into everything. So if you guys love what I did, that's like you saying that you love my heart. So thank you.
MegaCon 2023, this is Brianna Knickerbocker, and that was our time. We have a table downstairs this whole week, stop online. I know you got a big Demon Slayer count tomorrow, or this weekend. Yeah.
That's at 12:15, I believe.
I believe so. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Hey, give it up for give it one more time, ladies and gentlemen.